These are the conditions most sea kayakers will try and avoid. White water, breaking waves, and pounding surf, the elements that characterize much of the world's shoreline. But with a bit of training, skill, and the right conditions, riding the surf in the kayak opens a whole new world of recreation. I'm John Kamantis, editor of Wavelength Magazine, and today I'm joined by three of Canada's top surf kayakers, all of whom have competed at the world level: Brent Daniels, Christine Bryce, and Will Bryce. If you're interested in trying surf kayaking, the first thing you should know is how a surf kayak is fundamentally different from a sea kayak. Will explains.
The boat that I'm paddling today is a Murky Waters Reaction. It's a surf kayak designed specifically for surfing. These boats have a flat hull. Most of them have fins. These boats are designed for surfing, for running forward on the face of a wave. They're not for spinning. They're not for cartwheeling. The boats have more bow than stern because you need to be able to break out through the waves. The shorter stern gives you quicker turns, and the limited buoyancy gives you some added stability once the boat is planing. These boats are designed with a planing hull, and once they get moving, they don't really have a top speed. The steeper the wave is, the faster they can go. The fins help to give you a lot of directional stability. These are 3.5-inch fins. They come upwards of 6 inches. They're adjustable forward to back, which affects the quickness of your turn. The further back, the more stability you have, but also the slower your turns are. These fins are set up in a thruster configuration. With short, quick turns, you can generate speed and outrun or maneuver around sections of waves, or people, or objects. There's an extra bevel on this boat. It's designed to be just a little bit more forgiving. If it wasn't there, the boat would be a lot grabbier. The rails would be much less forgiving. The rails of the boat are what you turn on, and the more rail you can get engaged in the water, the more dynamic your turns can be. Having said that, leaning forward will get you more weight in the water, more boat in the water. Leaning back is a defensive posture, and it feels right a lot of the time, but you'll get more performance from your boat by sitting forward.
The first thing you want to do even before you get the boat in the water is you want to see if you fit in it. You're looking for points of contact, as many points of contact as you possibly can, so that your feet are set on the foot pegs, that your heels are on the flat of the bottom of the boat. The more points of contact you have, the more control. So you want your knees to be jammed in there, you want your thighs to be jammed in, you want to be hitting at your hips and your butt. So fitting of the boat is very important. You also need to be able to know how to get out of it because one of the first things you do is you catch an edge and you're upside down. Surf boats are difficult to roll, but in a situation like this, you don't need a roll to start. It's just more exhausting. The more swimming you do, the more tiring it is. So you can just need to know how to pull your spray skirt off and wet exit just like you would for any other form of paddling. Beginner usually starts in the impact zone, we call it. So the area out there where you see the white waves, the white wash. This is where surf kayaking is much more enjoyable for the beginner than for a board surfer, because a surf kayak will surf the foam pile or that white area. You don't have to get outside, you don't have to get on a green wave to start. So what we would usually start with is making sure you have your equipment. So helmet is really important to protect you from your own gear, your paddle in particular. And then your life jacket is good for flotation, but also it's really good protection for yourself from against your paddle, and from if you're paddling with other people and they're whitewater boats, you don't have a lot of control. Sometimes you end up in a bumper car situation. So you want that gear to protect yourself mostly from your own gear. So when you head out, the paddle you're going to use is a whitewater paddle. You're looking at a fairly short, steep stroke. So as you head out into a whitewater wave, you kind of want to hit it face on. You're waiting for it to be breaking, to be making that foam pile. That's the easiest way. And so when I'm heading out, you'll try and place the paddle blade into that foam pile and lift your body up to sort of throw your boat up and over it. Then when you get to a spot where you're comfortable, we usually recommend that you start with some side surfs. So placing your body, what am I looking for? Parallel, I think it is, to the whitewater wave and just feeling how it pushes the boat. So, obviously, I'd be wearing a spray skirt. So you can see it takes a little bit of maneuvering to get in. You want to make sure that your knees are in this position here, that your feet are flat down. So if I had a wave coming into me, what you want to do is to try side surf, and so you're going to put your paddle blade in and you're going to kind of lean into it. You'll notice that my head stays over top of my boat, and then you can just try a couple of side surfs. Depending on the size of the fins that you have on your boat, you want small fins to try that. The purpose of the fins, of course, is to turn you around and send you straight along the wave, right? So it's not totally set up for side surfing. When you're going to catch an actual wave, so you're going to have your stern, so there's like, imagine a small foamy wave behind me, not a very big monster. You're looking on either side. One of the things you want to check is you want to make sure there's nobody else around you. So there's a certain etiquette that board surfers follow, that kayak surfers should follow as well. On a summer day like this, there's going to be lots of beginners, lots of people who don't know what they're doing. So you want to make sure that you're not near anyone, because if you have to bail out of this and it's full of water, it's very heavy and it can damage, it can hurt other people, and it can break boards. So I'd be looking for the wave. To start, I want a little speed, so I'd paddle and lean a little bit forward. Once I feel it kind of pick up, depending on where my comfort level is, I can back up a little bit and go forward, and then I'd be riding. In a surf boat, you're not going to be heading straight to shore. It's going to try and curve along, and you're going to follow the waves. So you want to be prepared for whichever way you turn to be ready to lean in so you can stay upright, and then to either side. And then when you're learning, you catch your edge. If you're lucky, you can roll. I've been doing this, I got dragged into this by my husband about 8 years ago, and I would say that my roll works some of the time now. I'm not totally comfortable with it, but you don't need it, because you'll just pop out, hang on to your paddle for sure. If at all possible, hang on to your boat as well, because then those two things will drag you to shore. If you can't hold on to your boat, hang on to your paddle, because then you can use your paddle to help you stroke into shore and to regain your footing. You notice that this boat here is got these toggles on them, so they're used for if you're swimming, you could pick one end of the boat to be holding on to, and then if the wave picks it up, these boats surf just fine without humans in them. The wave will pick it up, drag it into shore, and if you're holding on to the end, then you'll get to go with it as well. And then all your gear is together. You don't have to be searching the beaches for where it's all washed up on. Position of your body and your boat in relation to the waves when you're a beginner is really key. You don't want to get into a situation where the wave is coming, where it's going to pick up your boat and then it's going to hit you. You always want to be on the side where the wave comes, the wave hits you, the wave hits your boat. Otherwise, you get some really nice bruises.
Thanks to Will and Christine Bryce for sharing their expertise both on and off the water. This video was filmed in Tofino, British Columbia at Long Beach. We hope you enjoyed this introduction to surf kayaking. For more videos and information on how to kayak, visit our website at wavelengthmagazine.com. You'll find lots more information there.